went to Vegas for a week.
Yep.
We went to WPPI, which is also Vegas.
Right.
And then we were in San Diego.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Would you say you had a good time?
Yeah, it was all wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a great time.
I like WPPI.
Yeah,
that was a cool experience.
That was very cool.
Yeah.
Presidential suite here at the Marriott. We have a beautiful view of the Niagara Falls behind us. I am losing my voice. So this is...
He's lying. He's just at puberty.
Shoot. And
Nation!
it's Joycey. Joyce, I love you.
Love you, Jason.
And I just wanted to share with you guys. You guys asked about Joyce, and so I wanted you guys to know that we are good. We're good, and we love each other. So
Hannah, go back. You're done. Unreal. You bring somebody to Cuba and they act like a spoiled brat. All I did was pay for the entire trip.
Oh,
No!
This is loose moose.
And kill it. You ready?
Do you want to get a kiss from the camera? Got you! That's awesome.
But if you don't want to believe me, and if you don't want to talk about the he said, she said, the best possible thing I could do is give you the she said versus she said. This is a text message I'm going to read to you. This shows the state of mind of Jade Galloway on September 4th, 2018, the day after she left. Thank you, Jason. I'm sorry for all of this, and you know it's not what I want, and I am truly sorry. I will pay you back every penny. It just won't be all at once, and I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry. I don't want you to hate me. And I am so sorry I let you down. I failed you, and I'm so sorry. That's about 6 sorries in the first, paragraph. You deserve nothing but the best for you and your team, and I hope one day I can grow up and try again. I hope you know that I didn't intentionally take things for granted. It may have seemed that way, but Jason, I appreciate everything you have done for me. I don't have any of this. I would never take advantage of it because I truly appreciate everything. I was so tired I forgot to say thank you for dinner, so thank you. Thank you for putting me in a magazine. That you for taking to places I would have never seen. Thank you for teaching me, guiding me, and taking me under your wing. You have no idea. This is actually hard for me to read because this is how she felt and this is how much I did for her, and her level of betrayal is off the charts. You have no idea how much you have altered my life in more ways than just one. I wouldn't be the person or the model I am today without your casualty in my life. I hope you can forgive me for my actions. Hi guys, my name is Jason Lanier, and this is a very important video packed with a lot of information, so I hope you stick around and watch it. This is a video that has a lot of information that can really help photographers out there. It's a video that's going to help you to avoid some of the pitfalls that I've fallen into. I'm going to talk to you about the power of lies and how they can ruin lives and destroy careers. I'm going to talk to you about Ken Wheeler and the evil man that he is. I'm going to talk to you about the toxic environment that I found myself in over the last 3 or 4 years as I've transitioned from a wedding photographer into someone who travels the world and works a lot with models. Then I'm going to talk to you guys about the allegations against me, and I'm going to answer them head on. I'm going to provide you with some pretty interesting information that'll show exactly what the truth is. Next, I'm going to talk to you about the healthy environment that I've created for myself and how I got rid of the toxic people in my life. Last but not least, I'm going to give you 5 steps for how you can avoid some of the pitfalls that I fell into, and how you can have a successful career and steer clear of any of these issues. Now you may be watching this and say, what does this have to do with Ken Wheeler? Guys, I know it sounds like something out of a crazy movie, but that's the way Ken Wheeler is. He is obsessed with me. He is a stalker of mine. He has spun these lies. He has tied everyone together to create an environment that will destroy my career. He has been hounding me and chasing me, accusing me of things for over 5 years now. Talking about how I took money from Sony and took bribes to be able to switch from Nikon to Sony. He then, when that didn't work, he went on and started accusing me of stealing money from people who have cancer and can't attend my workshops. When that didn't work, he switched to sexual allegations. And now he's continuing with sexual allegations. And if you're wondering, that's Ken's weapon of choice. Ken has done that to other people, not just me. He's done it to people with channels twice the size of mine. That's what Ken Wheeler does, because right now it's a hot button topic, and that's how Ken Wheeler hits people. Now you may be watching this and saying, oh, Jason, come on. There's allegations against you. How is this related to Ken Wheeler? Well, I'm going to turn that back around and say, how is it that every single person that's speaking about it is talking to Ken Wheeler? Now I anticipate after releasing this video, you'll see people say, well, I'm not talking to Ken Wheeler, but they all are. They all are. And this isn't about being a troll. This isn't about being somebody who just disagrees about gear. This is about a man who is trying to destroy my life. And I'm going to show you how. So I'm making a video that I don't want to make. I'm talking to you about things that are very private in an effort to clear my name and in an effort to show you truly what has transpired. So like any business, there's people that you work with who work out, and there's people who don't work out. There's people who work well with you and people who don't work well with you. Well, what Ken does is he stalks every disgruntled person that I've ever worked with. Ever. He grooms them. He preys on young women who don't have much for his own personal gain. He'll go onto their social media channels and he will find the people who are unhappy with how we parted and start grooming them. And it usually takes 2 or 3, 4 months before he can completely corrupt them, but once he does, they spin lies. And I'm very happy to tell you that I can show you the way someone's state of mind is when they first leave me compared to once Ken Wheeler has gotten his hands on them and corrupted their minds. Have I had some awesome people that have worked with me? Absolutely. Absolutely. Some incredible people. Some amazing creatives that have worked with me, and I continue to have great relationships with them. But like any business, you have people who do things that aren't welcomed or wanted. I've had assistants order gear on my account and have it sent to their house. I've had to let them go. I've had to let go of people for making unwanted advances towards me. And just like anything, once a business relationship ends, people get angry and they retaliate. So here are some examples of people acting inappropriately with me. You did some amazing stuff there, Miss Jade.
Wow. I'm so excited.
So Jade did a wonderful job.
So did you.
Well, thank you, Miss Jade. I'm tired.
Me too.
How are you? Snooze. So tell the folks at home where to find you.
On Instagram.
Millennial Brat at millennialbrat.com.
You know what? Just find me on Jason's Instagram. That's where you can find me.
Until I delete you.
Hey, that's so nice.
Okay, I won't delete you. So where should they find you?
On Instagram. Jade.Galloway with 2 Y's.
2 Y's because she forgot how to spell her last name. So at any rate, guys, thanks so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. Thanks to my workshop crew. You may be asking yourself when you see these examples, well, why don't you tell them no? Why don't you tell them to get away from you? Why don't you tell them this? Why don't you tell them that? It's simple. I'm trying to do a shoot. Some of these people that have worked with me will literally hang all over me. They'll put themselves on me. They'll put their chests against me. They'll put their butts against me. They'll hug me. They'll kiss me. People, shoot some models and kill it. You ready?
Do you want to get a kiss from the camera? Got you! That's awesome. Welcome to Mardi Gras.
Welcome to Mardi Gras. So,
That was wonderful.
thank you. So at any rate, you guys ready to shoot? Let's shoot. Okay.
Get this off me. I'm so sorry.
And when it happens, I really don't know what to do. See, I came up from being a wedding photographer. I was a wedding photographer for 5-6 years, and then YouTube took off and I had this opportunity to travel the world and do all this stuff. This was a brand new world to me. I grew up with a father who was a farmer who believed in taking care of women and just being nice. So if somebody puts their elbow on me or puts something on me, it's not the end of the world. My hands are in my pockets. I'm good. I've come to find out we live in a world that you can't even keep your hands in your pockets and be good anymore, my friends. Yes, people make unwanted advances towards me. Yes, it makes me feel uncomfortable. And that is why I let so many of them go. So let's talk about this toxic environment. I have a lot of flaws. I'm a very flawed man. I know everyone says, oh, nobody's perfect. Believe me, I'm the furthest thing from perfect. But I am a decent man. That I promise you. One of my flaws is I have a hard time telling people no, believe it or not. I always want to make people happy. And I have made a lot of mistakes out of that desire to make people happy. And so I add people and people come, and I have a hard time telling people no, and I add people and I bring 2 or 3 models, and I bring a crew member, then I bring this person and that person. And then people start ordering all a bunch of food and it starts to get huge. And you go into a Sheetz, for example, and you know, the crew orders $100 of food on snacks, and then they eat 25% of it. And then you've got people who go to dinner and I'm ordering spaghetti and meatballs for $12 and they're ordering filet mignon. It happens. The problem is, as you start doing this, people become very entitled. Emily calls me the entitler. I tend to entitle people. And just as it goes with most entitlements, once someone has them, it's hard to take them away. When we first started out, I didn't have money, guys. I didn't have any money. So I can't tell you how many times people would come to me and they'd say, hey, just put me in your suitcase, I'll come along. People would say to me, hey, I'll do anything just to drag your bags. Hey, I want to come on that trip, I'll even pay my own way, can I just sleep on the couch? And that dreamer in me, that person who doesn't want to say no, says sure. I'm starting to live some of my dreams. Maybe I can help you live one of yours. A lot of the people that went around with me were, you know, between the ages of 18 to 22, 23, in that age range. They typically have the most free schedules. A lot of these people they've never had actual real jobs. I'm not trying to be mean or rude. It's just the truth. Most of them haven't had a real job. So then when they come into an environment like this and it's all of a sudden, ooh, I'm flying around the world and I'm staying in hotels and I'm eating food and I can order what I want off the menu, it's very quick for their perception to change. And then when you say, okay, I know, here's the model room, here's my room, and they start getting in fights. And then you have girls coming to your room saying, oh, can I just sleep on the floor? I got in a fight with so-and-so. Guys, they get in fights because somebody would touch the other's pillow. I'm not exaggerating. They get in fights when someone would be in the shower for too long and they would pound on the door. I can't tell you how many times over the course of the last couple of years I've received phone calls and I've been the person trying to break up fights. It's exhausting. It's toxic. There's the stress of traveling that they're not used to. It is stressful to travel, believe it or not. It's glamorous, but it is stressful to travel. So they fight and they bicker. And then the person in me, when I have somebody pounding on my door in the middle of the night and saying, hey, I can't get along with this person, can I just sleep on the couch? Can I just sleep on the floor? I have a hard time saying no. They're fighting with the other people. What are they going to do, sleep out in the hallway? Especially when they're pounding on my door at 3 a.m. What am I going to do with them? Send them out and then they get abducted, they get hurt, and then they got hurt or abducted on my watch? I can't do that. And I want to state, this doesn't apply to every model I've worked with. There are some amazing models that I've worked with who have not exhibited these behaviors. But the truth is, what I've learned about this toxic environment is that the vast majority of everyone who has exhibited major problems are the people who have traveled with me extensively. The longer they travel, the worse their behavior gets. The more entitled they get. The more angry they get when I take away entitlements. The more retaliatory they are when they no longer work with me. It's very difficult. It's very difficult to go from living a life where you're flying around the world and you're seeing Europe and Asia and Africa and America and all these beautiful places. And then when you're no longer working with me, reality sets in and you're sitting at home and it's over. And that's hard. Then as time grows, they get more and more angry that they're not working with me, that this opportunity no longer exists. They start posting disgruntled posts on social media. Ken Wheeler grooms them. He sniffs them out. Then he starts to cultivate corruption in their minds. What I've learned is the situation of traveling with an entourage, at least for me, doesn't work in any way, shape, or form. There's a reason why artists and rappers and celebrities eventually really diminish and shorten the circle. So I try to solve the problem and separate myself. I put myself a good distance away from the crew. Then they complain that I've abandoned them and that I've left them alone in a strange city. You can't win, my friends. You can't win with this scenario. So if this works for you, I applaud you. I haven't been able to make it work, and I can't make it work. And it's why I've changed. When I first started off, because there was no money and everybody just wanted to hop on and have fun with me and join the ride, I'd have my best friend Vanden. Hey, one night I'm sleeping in bed, he comes in and lays in a bed, a small little double bed with me at an Airbnb in Gettysburg. And I remember him snoring and we're walking around and I'm waking up, I'm like, Vanden, what are you doing? It was just the way it was. People are on beds, people are on couches. It's kind of like a gypsy. It's kind of like a nomad. We're just making it work. You got one person on a couch, one person on a floor, one person on a bed. That became commonplace. When I got a little bit more money, we could afford to do stuff like I get suites. The vast majority of the time, it's always been a suite, like a Residence Inn, where we're setting up and there's 2 bedrooms. I'm separated in one bedroom, there's another person in one bedroom, and more often than not, it was 2 models sharing a bed on the sofa bed, to be honest with you guys. That's the way it's been. I want to make it abundantly clear, there's not a single person who could describe the way that I look. I've never taken my clothes off. I've never showered. I've maintained my privacy, and I have given them their privacy. Men and women alike. So when you have people tell you, just put me in your bags, or I'll drag your bags for you, I just want to be there. And then they turn around and stab you in the back and say, oh, there's only one bed. Now they fail to mention there's like sofa beds, rollaways, and all sorts of other stuff. Again, lying by omission. I'm a man who's tried to provide opportunities for others. I've learned my lesson. And when we talk to you guys about how I've changed things, it's because of all these things. This is a crazy industry. The kind of people who can fulfill a role where they travel around and have no obligations, which enables them to have a free schedule and travel, aren't the kind of people who hold down normal jobs. So then when they get into a community family environment, that one person can very quickly make the entire thing toxic. Over the course of time, you do find people who struggle with mental issues, who are unstable. And what's happened is they have completely destabilized my life. And that's why I have ended it. I have ended this toxic environment. So let's talk about Jade Galloway. I met Jade when she was 14. She came to one of my workshops in Niagara Falls. Now, I didn't ask her, I didn't hire her. She was brought by another photographer to the event.
He definitely helped me a lot, and I definitely learned a lot from him. Would you model for Jason again? Any day.
Yeah, because she was 14, I would never take her on trips. She started asking me when she was 14 to take her on trips. She started mentioning it all the time, please, can I go on trips? And I say, hey, I can't take you on a trip with me until you're 18. So she proceeds to say that she worked with me for over the course of 5 years. Please, let's put this into context. At most, she would work 2 weeks out of the year with me. So over the course of 5 years, we're talking 2 months, maybe. That's being generous. She wanted the ability to travel. Jade has a very hard life and has had a very hard life. And for that, I feel very bad for her. And that compassion that I feel towards her is one of the main reasons that I wanted to help her. Jade has been corrupted by the angry photographer. In her initial allegations, she implied that because she was a minor that I must be a pedophile because I had, according to her, done things that were inappropriate prior to her being 18. Well, someone challenged her on this, on her Instagram post, on her allegation, and she very quickly contradicted herself. And she wrote, and I quote, "Because I was a minor, he didn't try anything until I was 18 and legal." So as is the case with lies, when people tell lies, they usually contradict themselves. Jade has done that. Therefore, any claims of me being a pedophile are completely and utterly false. And they are disgusting. Since Jade has stated that I didn't try anything until she was 18, then I don't have to even address anything before she was 18. So once Jade turned 18, she started traveling a little bit more with us. And she came to Photo Plus in New York and had a great time. Everybody had a great time. Here are the captions from her post on Instagram talking about how great of a time she had. November 2017, Jade comes to Profusion with us. Again, this is when she's 18, and says the following. "I couldn't be more thankful for the opportunities that I have encountered and wouldn't have if it weren't for the master himself." January 2018, we go down and do a workshop in Phoenix, Arizona. Jade comes down and I fly her down, and she proceeds to do the workshop, and this is what she said about it. "I've met so many special individuals, and I've been to many amazing destinations, and I owe a lifetime to Mr. Lanier for these amazing opportunities." Jade had been lobbying me for the assistant position for a very long time. At that point in time, the assistant position had become available. I offered Jade the job in 2018, and she turned it down, stating that she was too homesick. Jade constantly had issues with being homesick. But it was a struggle because while she was homesick, she always would beg to travel. I mean, she would send me text messages. If I didn't reply soon enough, if I didn't give her answers, if she was coming or not, she would get very unhappy and very upset. So the following month, I say, "Hey Jade, do you want to come down to WPPI, which is an event in Las Vegas?" Jade proceeds to attempt to board the flight and has stated that she had issues with customs and therefore couldn't make it to the country. She couldn't make the flight. But prior to coming, she was very excited to come. And she said, "Stay tuned for a crazy week in Vegas with the one and only Jason Lanier Photography." So now we have the trip to the UK and Ireland. When we got into England, we got to the hotel. I had a room ready with a bed and a rollaway. Now, I come from the hotel industry. Let me tell you how it works. The vast majority of the time when you check into a hotel, they don't place a rollaway in there until after you have checked in. That's the way it works. I recently stayed at a resort with my family. We had rollaways for the boys. They didn't put the rollaways in until after you check in. That's the way it works. So upon checking in, going to the desk, I said, "Hey, don't forget, we need that rollaway." A rollaway was put into the room. I never wanted to share a bed with Jade. Ever. It's disgusting. So during Birmingham, when we're in Birmingham, UK, this is what she says. "Having a great time here in the United Kingdom. It's absolutely mesmerizing. A big thanks to Jason Lanier Photography for putting up with my shit for almost 4 years and taking me on so many amazing adventures." And I want to read to you what a workshop attendee sent to me yesterday. This is from Robert Trefney. He was at the workshop in the UK, Birmingham, Derby. They're about 30 minutes apart. But this is what he said. "Hi Jason, I have attended several of your workshops over the last years, and I just read what is currently being said about you treating models, especially at the UK workshop in spring last year. I always had the impression and feeling that you treated all the models that I had met in your workshops very respectfully, friendly, and professional, and at no time did any of those models give me the impression that they felt uncomfortable or bad in those situations. As you know, I also attended the workshop in the UK with Jade, and during all that time, I for one was convinced that she felt comfortable at this workshop too. She was very professional and helpful to us participants and very supportive during all the shootings those days. Never did I have the feeling or impression that she felt bad or unsafe during those days there. And we all, the whole group, enjoyed working with her very much." This is why I was so surprised to read that now, and why I wanted to let you know my personal opinion on that matter. No one asked me to write this or send this. I am just writing about my own impressions over the last years. Greetings from Germany, Robert. Following this trip, Jade writes, and I quote, "This trip was filled with many adventures, and I'm glad Jason Lanier had me tag along. This was the last time I worked with Jade. After the trip, she sends me a text message letting me know she got home safe and hoping that I did the same." So in May of 2018 is when first Cam Wheeler came out with the cancer allegations. Then he and Sierra Green teamed up to come up with the sexual allegations. And upon reading it, now this is after Birmingham. After Birmingham, the last time she and I worked together. Jade sends me a text message saying that she wants to run Sierra over with her car and hope karma gives her what she deserves. This is after the last time we worked together. We then proceed to get into June when I've hired my new assistant, Emily. I start getting text messages from Jade that she feels like she's been replaced. She sends me text messages letting me know that she's retiring. She sends me text messages saying that she's going to pursue something different, that modeling is just a hobby for her. This is now the end of June. Emily is on a trip with me now. Due to our long-standing working relationship and my desire to try and continue to do nice things for her, I asked her if she'd like to come on another trip. So a few of the crew flew in. Jade was one of them. There's 3 ladies. They flew in and we booked them an Airbnb. At this point in my career is the first time that I'm experiencing any additional income to even start to house people differently and do things like this. So getting them into an Airbnb was a big deal, and it was really awesome to be able to do that. I check ratings and I do the best that I can, and the reviews on the place came back great. We put them there. They arrived, about 7-8 hours before Emily and I arrived. They sent us text messages letting us know that they were shopping for dresses and outfits. They never once mentioned any issue with the accommodations. So Emily and I arrive and we have a team dinner. We leave the place. Now this is what went down. We left the place. There was no altercation. There was no conflict. There was no fight. There was nothing. And Jade tells someone in my crew that she's going home. So this person comes up to me and says, "Hey, Jade wants to let you know she's going home." Jade didn't even tell me she was going to go home. Jade lives around Niagara Falls. It's now nearly midnight. I came to find out that her boyfriend picked her up at 2 a.m. Now, Niagara Falls from Detroit, that's 5 hours. What that meant was he was already on his way. She never intended on fulfilling her obligation. I don't know if it's homesickness. I don't know if it's missing the boyfriend too much. I don't know what it is. But she completely abandoned us. I say, "Can you please just do the first event and then we'll figure something out?" "Nope, I'm leaving." And I understand now why she was so resolute on leaving. It's because the boyfriend was already on the way. So that's September 3rd that she left. So I know that's a lot of information. I know it is. And if you've watched this far, thank you. But if you don't want to believe me, and if you don't want to talk about the he said, she said, the best possible thing I could do is give you the she said versus she said. This is a text message I'm going to read to you. This shows the state of mind of Jade Galloway on September 4th, 2018, the day after she left. "Thank you, Jason. I'm sorry for all of this, and you know it's not what I want, and I am truly sorry. I will pay you back every penny. It just won't be all at once, and I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry. I don't want you to hate me. And I am so sorry I let you down. I failed you, and I'm so sorry." That's about 6 sorries in the first, paragraph. "You deserve nothing but the best for you and your team, and I hope one day I can grow up and try again. I hope you know that I didn't intentionally take things for granted. It may have seemed that way, but Jason, I appreciate everything you have done for me. I don't have any of this. I would never take advantage of it because I truly appreciate everything. I was so tired I forgot to say thank you for dinner, so thank you. Thank you for putting me in a magazine. Thank you for taking to places I would have never seen. Thank you for teaching me guiding me and taking me under your wing. You have no idea. This is actually hard for me to read, because this is how she felt and this is how much I did for her, and her level of betrayal is off the charts. You have no idea how much you have altered my life in more ways than just one. I wouldn't be the person or the model I am today without your casualty in my life. I hope you can forgive me for my actions. To send me that text message after the day you left, fully acknowledging your guilt, fully acknowledging that I had taken you under my wing, I had taught you, I had guided you, changed your life in a positive way. For you to become bitter and listen to the angry photographer, for him to corrupt you, believe it or not, because I do believe in redemption, that breaks my heart for you, Jade. You and Sierra are both pawns in Ken Wheeler's game. Ken has groomed you. Ken is the predator. Ken has done this, and it is going to cost you dearly. As we speak, we've already contacted legal teams. And if you think that's bluster, and if you think that that's not happening, I'm going to post the demand letter that we have already sent you. What you have done is serious. And as someone who did take you under my wing, as someone who did want the best for you, as someone who, I can't believe I'm making a video about you, Jade. Really, it's Jade. I cannot believe I'm making a video about you, and that you have betrayed me and broken my heart. You are better than that. You need to get out of the cesspool that is Ken Wheeler's life if you want to have any hope of not letting this permanently damage you. You need to recant everything that you've said. You need to admit to what you have done if you want to avoid what's going to happen. You need to stop and remove all these posts. I know you're angry, Jade, and I know you're sad, and my heart breaks for you. What you've done is wrong, and you have teamed up with a very evil man, and it freaking breaks my heart. So if you have any piece of your heart that isn't corrupted, any piece of you that is still pure, stop. Jade, you allege that this all began and that you're attacking me because I deleted your photos. You're going to call me a pedophile? Because of photos on Pass? You've called me a pedophile because of photos on Pass. Do you realize how unhinged and how unfair and how evil that is? I never deleted your photos, Jade. You just didn't download them. The photos are still there. I've never touched your account. Like many accounts, if you don't use them due to inactivity, you need a new link. You never asked me for a new link, Jade. I think many photographers out there can empathize with feeling like there's no reason why we should be treated like an online storage. I mean, if a model doesn't download our images, why should we be held accountable or have them bash us or publicly shame us? When the last time I shot you, Jade, I haven't shot you for 15, 16 months. And you call me a pedophile. That is disgusting. Shame on you. Standard in the photography industry is 2 weeks, guys. You download your shots. And I'm looking at this camera and I'm hoping that you're watching this, Jade. And I'm hoping I can still reach you, Jade, because this is pure, unadulterated evil. And so are you, Sierra. So are you. You're destroying someone who has worked harder than you could have wished to ever work. And you're coming after me just because you're bitter and you're angry. And you want to destroy my career? Well, I will not be broken. I will not be broken by you. You acted inappropriately. You did things that lost your job. And you got angry and you got bitter. And you went to the angry photographer. And you made up lies. Disgusting. For every woman out there, part of the Me Too movement, who has been assaulted, who has been hurt, who has been the victim of someone, my heart breaks for you. A man should never, ever hurt a woman. I was raised so opposite of that. It makes me so angry. So for any woman who has ever been harmed by a man, I am with you. But I will also not abide being falsely accused. I will not let you gang up and throw sexual allegations in my face and collude with the angry photographer. I don't care who you are, if you worked with me for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 years, 5 years. If you're angry because you don't work with me, I'm sorry that it didn't work out for you. That does not give you the right to take away what I have built. As I stated before, what's happened is I have given opportunities to some people who come from very, very unstable environments. They come from homes where there's massive drug use, massive abuse, massive this, massive that, massive alcoholism. And the price that I have paid for it is that it has completely destabilized my environment and made what we do toxic. Sierra, you came and you kissed me on camera. I didn't want it, didn't ask for it. You did it. How do you girls explain the fact that you're asking me, my sponsors for magazines that you're in, that I shot you in? You claim that I've done these horrible things to you, but you still have my pictures up on your social media? You still have my pictures and you're asking for the magazines that I put you in? I had private investigators do a run-up on all of you guys. They sent my sponsors emails letting them know that this was nothing short of a shakedown. It's evil, it's wrong. And Ken Wheeler sits back in his basement and takes glee and laughs and loves every minute of it, because what he does is he gets everyone else to do his dirty work because he is a coward and he doesn't have the guts to do it himself. And what ends up happening is he's the mastermind for everything going on, but the person making the allegations, they're the ones who pay the price. It's sad. He's victimizing you. He's preying upon your impulsivity. He's preying upon your bitterness and your sadness, and he's doing it and it's going to destroy your life. This level of negativity and evil never leads to anything positive. How do you avoid this problem that I have? This is an unofficial one. Number one, be very grateful that you're probably never ever going to have a stalker like Ken Wheeler. You're never going to have a mentally unstable, unhinged, obsessive stalker that creates all of this problem for you. That's a huge one that most of you will never have to deal with. I told you back in May 10th of 2017 that Ken Wheeler would come with more allegations and they would get more and more and more severe. I told you that before any sexual allegations came out. How do I know? Because it's the way Ken Wheeler works. He won't be happy until I'm out of business and dead. He won't. As I said many times, there are creators and destroyers. I love to think of myself as a creator, and Ken is nothing but a destroyer. And he's evil. And yes, Ken, our lawyers are preparing everything else. I have no other alternatives. So here are the 5 tips on how you guys can avoid some of these things. And this isn't a joke. These are the 5 tips of how you can avoid some of these situations that I found myself in. Number 1, demeanor with models. Never be alone with a model. Never touch a model. I want to say don't even compliment a model. Which to me creates a scenario where it's almost impossible to figure out how you would even tell someone, hey, you look really nice. Oh, you look great. You look beautiful. People take offense to that these days. It's making our jobs as photographers very difficult. Don't call him honey. Don't call him sweetie. Don't call him anything. I grew up, was raised by a dad, was a southern boy, farm boy. It's the way everyone talks. But I've learned and I've changed. Now Emily handles everything. Sometimes she says to me, Jason, the models think you don't like them. Now you know why. Another great tip is record your sessions. Honestly, in this day and age, I wouldn't ever be alone with a model. Ever. I was watching the news the other day, and Keanu Reeves is doing something very interesting. When he takes pictures with people, he even keeps open palms and shows his open palms so people can't say that they touched him. If you're taking a picture with somebody and your hand goes on the side of their waist, have you now grabbed their butt? Is that where we're at? Is that what you're saying I did, Jade? Sierra? Oh, he groped me? What about all those times you put your chest against me? When I'm shooting, when I'm live on camera. And the rest of you girls there's a lot of girls who do it. And then you flip it and it's wrong. So the only thing I can do is say, stay away from me. Stay away. My culpability is honestly, I've made myself an easy target. It's easy to look at me and say, hey, there's opportunity there. There's the ability to travel, go places, see things, do things. And I want to make it clear, some of the models are fantastic. Some of the models are wonderful. But some of them, especially the ones that have traveled with me for extensive amounts of time, are incredibly problematic. And virtually anyone that has traveled with me for a long amount of time has caused me incredible problems, which is why I've stopped doing it. Number 2, make sure your contracts are in line. Make sure everybody understands everything that's going to happen. Put expectations in place. Put sleeping accommodations in place. Per diems, rates for food. Photographers, stop being an open checkbook. Stop. I've been it and I'm at the end of my rope. They're ordering anything they want. The waste of the food, the waste of the abilities. I've had people take my credit card and book skydiving sessions. It's happened. Stop being an open checkbook. And I'm mad at myself for this. So just stop. So number 3 is be selective with who you fly with. At this point in time, I have some wonderful models that I've worked with over the years who are saying, hey Jason, do you have anything coming up you can use me for? I'd love to fly out somewhere and do something. The reason why we're not is this. This is why we're not doing it. Creates entitlement, drains a bank account, and just puts me at risk. No thank you, no thank you, no thank you. Number 4, have a firewall. Emily's my firewall. I now put her between myself and any of the other models. Emily contacts them, Emily communicates with them. I have no direct communication with them. I don't text message the models, I don't direct message the models, I don't email the models. I do nothing with the models. It's really funny because ever since we started this whole firewall thing, Emily's been with me for a year now. What it's led to is pretty much we've gotten rid of the entire entourage because Emily came in and said, oh my gosh, Jason, you're Mr. Entitlement, dude. I mean, the way these girls are spending your money is off the charts awful. She couldn't believe the amounts of food they were ordering and what they were doing. It blew her mind. And it was great because, let me state something that I think needs to be stated. I finally brought somebody into my organization. You want to know why she's here and she's lasting and she's staying here? I brought somebody into my organization that has a master's degree. She's a speech language pathologist. So she talks with all the models. She's highly educated. She sees through all the bull crap. And because she's a newcomer to this industry, all the things that I got used to in this toxic environment, she came in and said, what the hell is going on here? I'll never forget, this is funny, even something as simple as the first time we did a workshop in San Francisco, people left my bag open, the other girls were running around, Sam's getting kicked in the bag, nobody's moving stuff, and she's like, why is nobody taking care of your gear? It's even simple stuff like that. Because I'm running around like crazy doing so many different things, I needed someone to finally, for the first time, have my back. So find a firewall. Find someone who will help you see things clearly and someone who will block the people who are bad and the negative influences in your life. So we've had this whole firewall set up, and then Emily went on a cruise with her family. So she's in the middle of the Caribbean, she's off the grid. So what do, right? I pick some great models and I pick some doozies. That's kind of something I'm not really good at, I guess, and so that's why we've handed it over to her. So I put out a casting call and have models reach out to me, and then, you know, I found some models. Well, one of the models who came to Cuba proceeded to, within 30 minutes of arriving, get completely drunk. She started mouthing off to the entire group. We had to separate her from the group during our initial meeting because she was that disruptive. She was rude, she was disrespectful, and was a pain in the butt the entire trip. At the end of the trip, I'm shooting Emily. We're doing a shoot in a garage in Cuba. She had the nerve to yell at us and say, hey, you know, blah, 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 blah. She was unhappy that I wasn't shooting her and only shooting Emily. We have my workshop group here. And have you guys had a good time today? Yes. If you say no, then leave. Seriously. You go back to the place.
Yeah, I just thought you told me.
Hannah, go back. You're done. Unreal. You bring somebody to Cuba and they act like a spoiled brat. All I did was pay for the entire trip. Okay, I paid for your trip. I'm paying to be here. I paid the guy in the garage to shoot. This is all my trip. Why in the world are you worried about what I'm shooting? The entitlement, entitlement, entitlement. And it goes to show the firewall works because it's the one time that I picked models, and primarily we had issues with one, to be honest. The other, we actually had 3 models. I picked a few good ones, but one was just, bleh. It just goes to show you the firewall works because Emily, we haven't had any issues like that since. Number 5, protection of privacy. You guys may have noticed that I haven't done a lot of YouTube over the last year, not like I was doing. Part of it is because people like Ken Wheeler they don't make it fun to do it any longer, to be honest with you. You try to share your joy of photography and people ruin it. The other reason is because, as you notice, there are a lot of vultures and parasites out there who want to attack you. Ken Wheeler has done things very strategically. He has attacked me about the cancer and coordinated that attack when I'm in Cuba and I can't respond. The Jade allegations coincidentally went off at the exact moment I hit off my East Coast road trip, the very minute that it started, in her hometown. Coincidence? I think not. Be very careful with what you do. There are evil people out there to hurt you. Be very careful of your live streams. Be very careful of what people see. The reason I don't share a lot about my family, my wife and my boys, is because I'm trying to shield them from all of the garbage that I'm going through. It's disgusting. And for those people out there who are supporting it, supporting these people, for those people out there who are following them. Oh, I hear all the time, I watch Ken Wheeler, he's really funny. I know he has no idea what he's talking about, and I know he's a liar, but it's entertainment. It's not entertainment any longer. It's actual damage. So if you want to continue to support people who ruin people's lives, just know you're doing that when you watch Ken Wheeler. Just know you're doing that when you give him money, when he asks you for his donations. Just know you're doing that when you support the social media of models out there who are making false allegations. Not a single one's gone to the police. Not a single one has filed a lawsuit. Nobody's done anything because there's no meat to the bone. And so now that they've made these allegations against me, you need to understand how libel works. If you cost me work, if you hurt my reputation, and I'm making this video because F-Stoppers reached out to me and said, we're going to do a story on you. Wow, okay. This is the end of the rope. If F-Stoppers is reaching out to me and is going to do a story, I have to address this. I can't just let it work out the legal system. Guys, legal system, you know how slow it is? The only courtroom in this world that matters is a court of public opinion. And so I submit to you, the jury, this is my case. This is what has happened. This is the disgusting nature of some of the sides of our business, of some of the people in our business. And someone like Ken Wheeler, who couldn't be a photographer to save his life, takes his aggression, his bitterness, his anger out on others. And he inflicts his evil and manipulates the minds of young women to do his bidding. So yes, throughout the course of my time, have I shared rooms with my crew? Absolutely. With men and with women. Absolutely. Have I changed in front of them? No. Have I showered or watched them showered? No. Have I given them their privacy? Yes. So to just say, oh, I had a single room with Jason, oh, that's creepy. That's such a miscarriage of the truth. And you know it. That's what makes me so angry is you know it. If you're watching it, you know it's false. And it's so freaking frustrating to have these lies just because you're bitter. I'm not doing that. I'm not. I've worked too hard. You think you get to come into my life and enjoy the perks and the fruits of my labor while my kids are at home and my wife is at home, and I have other people working hard and people who miss me so I can do this. And then you come into my life and I take you on trips and I take you to places that you would never go without me. And I put you in magazines and I give you opportunities and take you to different countries and let you experience different cultures. And then when it ends because you have done something wrong, when you get pregnant, not by me, when your life that you are doing with my company ends and you become bitter, stop taking it out on me. When you find a boyfriend who doesn't want you to travel anymore, stop blaming me. When you have other jobs that you want to do and you can't commit to what I'm doing, stop blaming me. I'm the constant. I'm the one who just travels, does photography, makes videos, teaches, makes people happy, and tries to throw some inspiration towards everyone. I'm the guy who tries to throw some sun around the world. That's what I do, and I love doing it. So whatever you got going on in your life, for anyone who's ever worked for me and you're bitter, stop blaming me. Get over it. Seriously, get over it. It's not going to work because I haven't done anything to you. And the insinuation that I have is revolting. So my friends, you've watched a very interesting video, one which I've made that I never thought I'd ever have to make, and I hope to never make again. M's my firewall. Good luck getting past her. All I can say is I wouldn't win in a fight with her. I don't know anyone that would. So good luck. I found a tough cookie who keeps my back safe and stops this crap from going on anymore. The toxicity is over. So follow my advice, heed my warnings, learn from my lessons, learn from my history, learn from my life, learn from my career. I truly hope that for you guys at home. And ladies, learn from my career. I hear some men say, oh geez, women do this and this. I don't trust any woman. There's some great women out there. One of them is standing right here and has my back. Thank you to my boys. It's disgusting they have to watch a video about this. And shame on you. Shame on you for making me do this. And to my wife at home, I love you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for all. Thank you for you sitting at home with my boys and letting me pursue my dreams. Thank you for loving me, supporting me, and having the patience and the ability to let me live my dreams. And I know it's hard. I know it's hard to watch your husband go through this stuff. I know it's hard. And the fact that you have my back means the world to me. And the fact that my sons have my back means the world to me. We will get through this. We will prevail. And these low-life scum, these parasites, they will be forgotten. Folks, you can win. My mistake was I put the wrong people around me because I had a big heart. And I was stupid. I put some really bad people in my life out of a desire to uplift their life. And instead, they dragged mine down into a spiral. You can prevail. You can still live your dreams. Men shouldn't hate women. Women shouldn't hate men. We should appropriately love each other. And if you're wondering, the accommodations that Emily and I now utilize are absolutely appropriate. It's why we don't house with people any longer. Just people do show up and do weird stuff. And at some point, you have to say, I have to have my life back. So this is me. This is me taking my life back. This is me going back to who I used to be and not letting these leeches ruin me. It's over. The free rides, the unlimited checkbook, the extortion, the shakedowns, the allegations that are false are over. I have no doubt, because Ken is so obsessed that these are going to continue to come, which is why I made this video. They're not going to stop. He'll never stop until finally someone shuts down his YouTube account, We need to start a movement to shut his social media down. He doesn't do anything social with his media. He's disruptive media. He's destructive media. What is this? Freaking independence war?
It's your...
Yeah, this is the big gusto end. If you're watching this, thank you for your support. You guys are supporting me so much the guns are going off behind us. It's insane. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you for not listening to these unmitigated, disgusting lies. Thank you for coming to the workshops. Thank you for sharing the hugs. Well, I don't know if we can do that anymore. But thank you for sharing the laughs, the joy, the inspiration, the passion for photography. And I'm not going to stop. I'm not. I'm just hitting the best groove of my life right now. And if you think you're going to stop me, you're not. And it's about time I got back to being me. So until next time, keep shooting, never give up on your dreams. Even though there's many people that try to kill them, don't give up on them. And if this is any example to all of you out there, please understand this. Stop blaming other people when you don't achieve your dreams. The only person that can help you achieve your dreams is you. Find the right firewall and family that works for you, and the right people surrounding you that work for you, and get rid of that toxicity in your life. And remember, you really do only have one chance to get it right. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
So guys, I had a great shoot tonight. I just wanted to share this with you. Just had an absolutely amazing shoot. And
Nation!
it's Joycey!
Hi, guys.
You know, it's been a while since Joycey and I have been able to connect, but it's important that you guys understand how much we love each other, and that she is a very important person to me, and that I know I'm important to her. And but it's been a while. Our paths have gone in different directions, but hopefully we'll be able to do some fun stuff in the future. But Joyce, I love you.
Love you, Jason.
And I just wanted to share with you guys. You guys asked about Joyce, and so I wanted you guys to know that we are good. We're good, and we love each other. So until next time, keep shooting, never give up on your dreams. Find out gear that works for you.
And you only have one chance to get it right.
Talk to you later. Say bye.
Bye. Bye, Fedora Nation.
Joycey and I had our lunch today. How often do we do lunch? Like once a week?
Yeah, every week.
That's not true. Could be though. But I had a great time here with Joycey, and Miss Joycey is looking as beautiful as ever.
Thank you.
And I'm just looking like me. And but no, fun stuff coming ahead for you guys. Really, really fun stuff. And Miss Joyce is what was your choice of drink today?
Iced tea.
Iced tea? That's not true. It says rum and vodka. Wait, is that right, or is it rum and Coke? I don't know, because I don't
Rum
drink.
and vodka? Wow.
I don't drink.
Rum and vodka.
I don't drink, so I don't know. So Joyce, say hi. You guys miss her? Come on, of course you do. All right, guys. Till next time, keep shooting, never give up on your dream. Find out what's for you, and remember.
You only have one chance to get it right.
So I have had the wonderful opportunity to shoot with Ziva before, and would you say we had a good time?
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
awesome, right?
we've worked together quite a bit actually.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to get some like real content and not be in a workshop.
She did a lot of workshops with me, and she sends me a message and says, "Hey, dude, all these workshops, I need some shots. Quit holding back on me." So we're gonna get her some shots today. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you both.
What have we done together? We did.
We went to Vegas for a week.
Yep.
We went to WPPI, which is also Vegas.
Right.
And then we were in San Diego.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Would you say you had a good time?
Yeah, it was all wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a great time.
I like WPPI.
Yeah,
that was a cool experience.
That was very cool.
Yeah, I know you've done it a lot, but that was a new one for me.
Yeah, it was
So,
super awesome.
Yeah. On camera, I look taller.
You do. You look like 6'2". Beautiful. We got it. So how was your experience?
It was great. It's always great. It's always great.
And I like how you even the inflection, the intonation in your voice. It's great. I can't go that high though. Of course, I'm not taking it.
Hey there. I can go low.
Probably lower than me. You're more feminine and more masculine than I am. I just have no sexuality. But thank you so much for taking the time to do this with me.
I always enjoy working with you, Jason. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's a nice drive. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
All right, you be good. Be
Yeah.
safe.
Just let me know whenever you're in town. Need a workshop girl, whatever.
Perfect.
And then I know that you're real busy, so a couple weeks for the edits.
Yeah.
Perfect. No
All right,
problem.
we'll see you soon.
Bye.